This reminds me, it's reminiscent of the same thing that happened before with comics. You brought that up. Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Oh.
Ta-Nehisi Coates gets brought in by Marvel. If you go look up his catalog, his history, what he's done in his career, there is literally nothing there that shows that he, number one, is capable of doing anything with Marvel, but even shows any interest in doing anything in the comic book realm. However, his first gig that he ends up getting is two of the most prominent characters that Marvel, two of the most prominent characters of Marvel in its history, and Captain freaking America and Black Panther.
Ironically, Ta-Nehisi Coates is the last person on planet Earth that should ever write Captain America. A person who detests America.
Yes.
A person who cheered the deaths of first responders at 9/11.
Hey, but he won the Harriet Beecher Stowe Award for social justice, though.
Oh,
that makes you qualify.
Wow. Yeah. Just makes you a bellend, but if you've got anything associated with social justice. As you just won this social justice award, okay, I'm going to go home and kill myself now. Thank you. I have brought disgrace and dishonor on my family.
Here you are. But no, it's reminiscent of that. It's very similar, right? It's an activist. Seems like they were hand selected. Yes, they were maybe picked to be put in this position, and it seems to be more that they checked boxes because there's no genuine interest. Again, no evidence of genuine interest, and you're putting them in pretty big positions. Again, this is some rinky-dink title, right? No, this is some rinky-dink property, right? This is a massive brand. These are massive brands, and you're bringing in people that haven't even shown interest. I mean, in some cases, you can make the argument that they actually detest the material it is that a lot of these people are writing. Now, I don't know if there's any evidence of that. I know that there's some stuff that came out again of her saying that she wanted to make people uncomfortable.
She wanted to make men uncomfortable.
Oh, excuse me. Let's be precise and correct. She wanted to make men with what would you say in terms of percentage as? Yes, we know there are females that watch Star Wars, but what would you say would be the percentage of the Star Wars fandom that is made up of men?
95.
Okay, 95%. 95%. And here you go, bringing in somebody who says that they want to make the core demographic for your property uncomfortable. Make this shit make sense.
It makes perfect sense for Disney. It makes perfect sense for the activists because you think Shinoy, whatever, you think she gives a flying fuck about Star Wars?
I don't.
No, of course she doesn't. I doubt she'd ever heard of Star Wars before she was given the gig.
They probably told her about Star Wars.
Yeah. She said to Kathleen Kennedy, Kathleen, what's Star Wars about? And Kathleen said, fucked if I know.
Again, I always try to put it in a business lens because I try to make this shit make sense, and I know I can. I probably shouldn't do that. I kill myself trying to make sense of retardation because you can't possibly do it.
No,
but seriously, guys, I don't believe with Star Wars, and I say this as yes, I've watched all these films. I can hold my own in a conversation, but relatively, I'd call myself a Star Wars normie because I'm not as knowledgeable on it like I am with a Marvel or DC as far as its lore and material and all that. But I have a hard time believing, say this, that there aren't people out there that are part of this fandom and have showed evidence that they are part of this fandom. They have a little bit of talent of writing. They have a little bit of talent directing that would literally probably kill, like quite literally, if it meant directing a Star Wars film. Okay? So the point I'm making is there is no shortage of people that are probably more suited with that position, okay, or to fill that role. Yet those are not the ones that are getting the gigs. The ones that are getting the gigs are the people that you go look up. And I'm like, try to find something. Like we did this with Ta-Nehisi Coates. People remember when we were doing this research back when this was all I talked about. I'm trying to find like an article that he wrote up, Ta-Nehisi Coates wrote up on like comic books. It doesn't exist. There's nothing there that shows that he ever was into this stuff And now he's writing two of the most prominent characters. You have a similar situation like this. You go look up the backstory, you go look at the history, you go look at the Academy Awards that they supposedly won, and they have everything to do with documentaries that have nothing to do with Star Wars or nothing to do with like that, like entertainment, even for that matter. That's not, it's a completely different like realm. Yeah, it's a film. I guess you could say that, but it's not like this. And they're the ones that got she got the gig. And I'm supposed to believe that she got it because she was the best for the job?
There's a film that's just come out. It's called The Marvels. It's the same story with that. Director didn't deserve the role she got. The budget she got, she wasn't qualified for that position at all. Characters nobody likes. 200 million worldwide. That's it. Lost $400 million.
Almost half a bill.
You know, and they've gone, right. Let's copy that homework. Instead of Nia DaCosta, we're gonna get Chinoy Shaneem documentary fucking winner 2001, blockbuster champion 1993, 1994. And we're going to give her 300 million. She's going to make a movie about a woman nobody fucking likes, nobody cares about, that barely did over $1 billion and did less than half of what Force Awakens did in the span of 3-4 years. And 5 years later, when that taste had gone out of people's mouths, we're going to bring her back to fuck it all up again. This is corporate sabotage.
Ooh.
That's what this is. If I was the shareholders, I'd be revolting right now. I mean, they're probably revolted, but I would be revolting. I would be like, get these people out of power now.
Right now.
Get them out. Vote to no confidence. I get gone. Get that Kathleen Kennedy fucking moron out. We're trying to make money here. This will push your stock price down when this film comes out massively. You've made yourself a laughing stock. I mean, you've literally made yourself a laughing stock. And they're so proud. They're so proud, and the world's laughing at them. The lack of self-awareness going on is insanity. It's absolutely insane.
That's what gets me, the lack of self-awareness. It's like, how tapped in is your marketing department, promotional wing of your company, if they can't say this is a fucking terrible idea? If they can't say, dog, bro, like, we tried this shit, it didn't work, we got fucking destroyed, and it's leaving a bad taste in people's mouth. People don't even want to give it a time of day. Not anymore. Like, we can't do this. We can't do this. And then you do the same exact. That's what I'm impressed by. This is why I said I was impressed, because it's a repeat of the same thing that got them in trouble in the first place. And they're acting like nothing happened. They acting like they haven't laid any eggs. Lucasfilm hasn't laid any eggs. Disney hasn't laid any eggs. They're acting as if none of that shit happened. And they're continuing on with the same method, which led to it was less of a method and more of a recipe for fucking disaster.
Yeah.
And that's what they got. And still, they came back to the round table and said, you know what? Let's do it again. Let's do it again.
What's the definition of insanity?
Well, that's what they say. Doing the same thing and expecting different results.
You will have a different result. It'll just be worse than the previous.
Yeah, that's about what you can guarantee, if nothing else.
How many people watched Andor? Nobody. And even in our spheres, a few people saying it's pretty good, actually. But nobody watched it because Star Wars is a broken brand.
Nobody's interested. It doesn't matter.
How many people watched Ahsoka? Nobody. And what's coming down the line? 3 Star Wars films. Rey fucking Palpatine, and 2 of them are Rey Palpatine and the fucking Ahsoka film, the Mandoverse film, which nobody's watching.
There's no enthusiasm.
No.
And that's why I tell people about, hey man, I watched this film, and Andor's or show, they bring that up. Oh, it was okay. Who gives a fuck? Like the thing is, there's no enthusiasm. There's nothing there to even. There's not enough intrigue for people to say, you know what, I'll give this a shot. They don't care.
It's a show about a guy who's dead.
Alpha Core #1's pre-order is live. Written by the legendary Chuck Dixon and penciled by Joe Bennett. Visit Rippaverse.com to grab a copy and any of the merchandise items. Be sure to also check out the animated trailer for the campaign, which is the latest project from Rippaverse Studios. Y'all be easy.